Hanaz Writers, Podcast 46, How Writers Can Use AI to Turn Their Books into Valuable Intellectual Property, creating opportunities for licensing, screen adaptations, audiobooks, international rights, educational products, and long-term revenue from a single creative idea. Introduction. Welcome back to the Hanaz Writers Podcast. In our previous episode, we explored how artificial intelligence can support an entire writing career, from the first creative idea and the first published book to building an audience, reaching international markets, and developing a sustainable creative business. Today, we are going to take that journey one step further, because a book does not necessarily have to remain just a book. A powerful story can become something much bigger. It can become an audiobook, a screenplay, an educational product, an international publication, a licensed creative property, or even the foundation for multiple products and long-term revenue opportunities. Today, we are exploring how writers can use AI to recognize and develop the wider value of their creative work and begin thinking about their books as intellectual property. What does intellectual property mean for a writer? When writers hear the term intellectual property, or IP, it can sound complicated, but the basic idea is simple. Your original creative work can have value beyond its first format. Imagine that you have written a novel. The book itself is one product, but the characters, story world, concepts, themes, and creative identity surrounding that book may potentially support many other opportunities. Your story might become a screenplay, an audiobook, a translated edition, educational material, or another licensed creative product. This means writers can begin thinking beyond how many copies of my book can I sell and start asking, what else could my creative idea become? AI can help writers explore that question. Turning books into screen opportunities. Many writers dream of seeing their stories adapted for television or film. But a novel and a screenplay are very different creative formats. A novel can spend pages describing thoughts, emotions, and background. A screenplay must communicate much more through scenes, dialogue, action, and visual storytelling. AI tools can help writers begin exploring how their stories might work in a visual format. They can assist with identifying important scenes, examining dialogue, restructuring parts of the narrative, and experimenting with screenplay concepts. AI cannot guarantee that a film producer will choose your story, but it can help you explore whether your intellectual property has potential beyond the original book. Creating audiobooks. Another major opportunity is audio. Many people who do not have time to sit down and read a book still listen to stories while traveling, exercising, working, or relaxing. That means an audiobook can introduce the same creative work to a different audience. AI can help writers prepare manuscripts for audio production. It can assist with script organization, pacing, pronunciation notes, and other preparation. AI-powered voice technologies are also developing rapidly. The important point is that writers can begin thinking about their work in multiple formats. The original book remains the foundation, but audio creates another way for audiences to experience it. Reaching international markets. A story created in one country may have potential readers all over the world. Traditionally, international publishing could be difficult and expensive. Writers often needed publishers, translators, agents, and international industry connections. Those relationships can still be extremely valuable. But AI is making the early stages of international exploration much easier. Writers can use AI to research potential markets, explore multilingual promotional material, compare audience interests, and prepare early versions of content for different languages. Professional translation and cultural review remain important for high-quality publication. But AI can help writers discover where international opportunities might exist. A story does not necessarily need to remain within the borders where it was originally written. Licensing. Your creative ideas. Licensing is another area writers should understand. If you create an original story, character, world, or concept, there may be opportunities for other businesses or creators to use elements of that intellectual property under an appropriate agreement. Depending on the project, this could potentially involve publishing rights, adaptations, educational uses, merchandise, or other creative applications. AI can help writers brainstorm possible licensing opportunities and organize information about their creative assets. However, licensing involves contracts, ownership, and legal rights. AI can help with exploration and preparation, but professional legal advice is important before entering significant licensing agreements. The key lesson for writers is simple. Do not automatically think of your manuscript as the only valuable asset you have created. The ideas surrounding it may also have value. Turning books into educational products. Another interesting opportunity is education. Many books contain knowledge that can be transformed into learning experiences. A business book might become a training program. A historical book could inspire educational materials. A children's story might support classroom activities. A writing book could become a digital course or workshop. AI can help writers identify these possibilities and organize material into different educational formats. For example, it can help structure lessons, create discussion topics, develop exercises, or reorganize existing material for a different audience. Instead of creating everything from zero, writers can build new products from knowledge they have already developed. One idea, multiple revenue opportunities. This brings us to one of the most important ideas in today's episode. A writer does not necessarily need a completely new idea every time they want to create a new opportunity. One strong piece of the intellectual property can potentially generate value in several ways. The original book may generate sales. An audiobook creates another format. International rights may introduce the work to new markets. A screenplay may create adaptation opportunities. Educational products may create another audience. Licensing may open additional possibilities. Not every book will be suitable for every opportunity. The goal is not to force one story into every possible format. The goal is to recognize the opportunities that genuinely fit the creative work. How AI helps writers. See the bigger picture. One of the greatest advantages of AI is its ability to help writers explore possibilities quickly. Writers are naturally very close to their own work. Sometimes that makes it difficult to see opportunities beyond the original manuscript. AI can help ask different questions. Could this story work visually? Could this knowledge become educational content? Could these characters support a series? Could this book appeal to another international audience? Could part of this project become a podcast or digital product? AI does not make the final decision. It helps the writer investigate possibilities. The writer remains the owner of the vision. Protecting creativity while expanding it. As writers begin treating their work as intellectual property, protecting that work becomes increasingly important. Original manuscripts, characters, concepts, and creative assets can become valuable parts of a long-term career. Writers should understand ownership, copyright, contracts, and licensing before entering major commercial arrangements. Technology can help organize and develop creative assets, but writers should remain careful about where their work is shared and how their rights are managed. Building opportunities is important. Protecting the creativity behind those opportunities is equally important. The Hanaz Writers. Vision. At Hanaz Writers, we believe writers should be able to see the full potential of their creativity. A story does not necessarily end when the final page is written. That may simply be the beginning. AI can help writers develop ideas, expand stories, refine their work, explore commercial possibilities, and identify new directions. Our goal is to give writers tools that help them think bigger while keeping the writer at the center of the creative process. Because technology should not own the imagination, it should help imagination grow. Final thoughts. As we conclude episode 46, take another look at the stories and books you have already created. Ask yourself, could this become an audiobook? Could it become a screenplay? Could it reach readers in another country? Could the knowledge inside it become an educational product? Could the characters or story world create additional opportunities? You may discover that what you thought was one book is actually the beginning of something much larger. AI can help you explore those possibilities. But the intellectual property begins with your creativity. One idea can become one book, and one book can potentially become an entire creative ecosystem. In episode 47, we are going to introduce something very special from Hanaz Writers, the complete Hanaz Writers AI package, powerful AI tools for writers in one complete solution. Over the next 1 to 2 months, Hanaz Writers is preparing a complete AI package designed specifically to give writers access to powerful AI tools in one convenient solution. We will explain what will be included, how the different AI tools can support writers throughout their creative journey, and the key benefits of having these capabilities together in one package. We will also introduce the planned package price of £11.99 and explain the value writers can receive from investing in a complete AI solution designed around their creative needs. If you are serious about writing and want to understand how a complete AI toolkit could support your future projects, episode 47 will be especially important for you. Until next time, keep writing, keep exploring the value of your ideas, and keep building the future of your creativity with Hanaz Writers AI.